Wow. There we go. Wow. Well, we shall all be exalted. Doesn't that sound like a great idea? So for those of you that are following along, this is the last in the series on the book Ask Yourself This by Wendy Craig Purcell. And for those of you who don't know Wendy, she is a longtime Unity minister, and she started and grew a very large church in San Diego, California. She is also a leader in the international New Thought movement, and she has been awarded the Gandhi Award for Nonviolence. She has also been inducted into the Martin Luther King Preachers Hall of Fame. And oh yeah, in the last chapter of this book, she also homeschools her two children. It's like, Wendy, stop. You're really making us look bad, okay? So haven't many of us kind of compared our lives to other people and thought maybe we just weren't quite measuring up, that other people's successes meant that somehow we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing? But we're not Wendy, and we don't need to be. We can each be whoever we uniquely are. And in the first 7 chapters of this book, Wendy's talking about those questions that we can ask ourselves to find what it is that is our unique purpose in life. You are uniquely you. And you can ask yourselves a series of questions in order to be able to reflect on what is that, what are the skills and the opportunities that you uniquely have, that you've been brought here to give to the world. And so in the first 7 chapters, we asked ourselves questions like, who or what is responsible for my happiness? And questions like, what am I resisting in my life? And another was, what would I do if I knew that I could not fail? And so all of these questions give us an opportunity to even at least start to get an inkling what is uniquely ours to do. And so armed with this information, we now have an opportunity to start on this glorious trip called our life. So, if we're going on a trip, we need to know a few things. First of all, you kind of need to know where you're headed, and these questions can give you an opportunity to find out what might be the directions to lead you towards your dreams. And while we're on a trip, we may decide that there's family members or friends or partners that we want to take with us on this journey. And then also, for along the trip, we may need to take some items for sustenance or something in case of an emergency. So that's what we'll talk about today. Now that we have an inkling of what about our unique purpose, how do we get started? How do we walk this trip that is our life? So once we have this inkling, one of the first things we can do is that we know that what we have to work with is the life that we are living today. Now, some of us, I'm sure, have had that feeling of where we've read an inspiring book and we've gotten up in the morning thinking, oh, I'm going to live my life in this new way. I have found a new way to being. I know what my unique purpose is in life. And then we look over and we see the same partner, and we see the same children, and we see the same house, and we go to the same job. We have our old life in order to try to find the new one. And so one of the main obstacles can be in trying to live your unique purpose is actually the life that you've already created for yourself. There's a lot of things that just feel comfortable about what you do today. It may not be most satisfying. It may even be a little painful, but you're comfortable. You say, well, you know, at least I know what's going to happen today. And so being able to learn to live with a little bit of uncomfortableness in our life is a key objective if we truly are going to live our dreams. So right now I thought we would do a little exercise. And if everybody can just fold your arms. Okay, now unfold them and fold them in the opposite direction. Doesn't that feel weird? We've done nothing but taken a simple habit of the way that we cross our arms. And we've decided to do it in a totally new way by doing it the opposite that we have before. And it makes us feel uncomfortable. So imagine that if you were going to make some very major changes in your life, how uncomfortable that might make you feel. And so if you were making a commitment that you want to live the life of your dreams, the first thing you're going to have to commit to is being uncomfortable and giving up a little certainty in your life. We all know how to get certainty in our life. We just don't change anything and keep doing the same thing over and over again, and we will keep getting the same results. But there's a wonderful thing that Wayne Dyer says, and he says that in order to truly experience the joy and the wonderment of life, we have to give up a little certainty. And so recognizing that if you truly are going to be able to live the life of your dreams, that you're not always going to know what's going to happen. It's not always going to feel comfortable. There are going to be those mornings when you get up and you're really not sure what's going to happen that day. And I did also want to quote Bruce Maxwell. He's one of our board of director members here, and he says that one of his very favorite affirmations in the morning is that he really wants to get up with enthusiasm and excitement and say, Lord, I can't wait to see what happens in my life today. Now, many of us may be saying the same thing, but we may be infusing it with a little fear and anxiety where it comes out something like, oh Lord, I cannot wait to see what happens in my life today. So how are you getting up in the morning? How are you facing that day with your old life that you've created in all those comfortable patterns that may not be quite satisfying, but will have to be the fodder for you to transform yourself into what your unique purpose is in life? And so this is the first objective that we have on this new path. Now, the second opportunity is with the people that we live with, our partners and our spouses, our family and our friends. And as Heidi talked about a few weeks ago, it's important to be able to ask for help. And so once we start to have an inkling of what it is that is our unique purpose in life, we need to go and share that with the people who are closest to us. And some of our friends and family and partners are going to embrace us and say, yes, I want to support you and encourage you and do everything that I can to see that you live your dreams. And some of our friends and families and partners are not going to say that. Some of the people in our lives are going to be the ones that really, really, really want us to stay exactly the way we are. So while it's extremely important that as we go down this journey and we're committing to live our unique purpose, there is a point where we have to recognize that the people that we have surrounded us with will either catch the vision or may catch the bus. And so you have to ask the question and let people know, this is my unique purpose in life. Will you support me? And you have to honor whatever answer they give you. The answer may be an enthusiastic yes. And the answer may be a less than enthusiastic no. It may be conscious or subconscious. They may overtly say that they're ready to support you and subconsciously be trying to sabotage whatever is this new life. And we honor wherever they are, but we recognize that their truth is not our